Hey there. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos, but this morning I was talking to my friend Madeline, and we were talking about how one of the best ways I seem to be able to express myself is just spontaneously when I'm out in the woods. And I really love sharing some sort of insight that I've been exploring that might just contribute to somebody else. So here's one, is that I've really been playing with the idea or exploring the difference between joy and pleasure. And there's a super distinct difference, a very big distinction between these two things. But I believe that most people in our culture, in this American life, are driven towards pleasure, and that is what is reinforced over and over again through our personal lives, our business lives, our communities. And pleasure is very short-lived. It's like a hit. Think, oh, that ice cream was so good, and then pleasure is a very short-lived thing that doesn't have a long lifespan because the pleasure of ice cream only takes you so far. Joy is something that is different. You feel it and it's embodied. It's really this pathway towards fulfillment. If you add more and more moments of joy in your life, you become more and more full and satiated and more aware of the world around you. Joy is a pathway to something greater. And so I think it's really interesting because somewhere along the line, pleasure took over. And so we can really look at our lives and look at where are the places where we are seeking pleasure, and that thing's going to go away. The shopping trip, the food that's not good for us, the quick hits of some sort of addictive behavior. That's actually a good way to look at it. It's like it's got an addictive quality to it. It's like a one-hit wonder, and then it goes away. And actually, pleasure is something that when you get more than necessary, more than that one hit, it'll start to actually taste bad. Meaning that you have one thing of ice cream and it tastes delicious, but then you've hit the pleasure point. But after that, you eat 2 and 3 things of ice cream, you're going to want to throw up. It's the same with, shopping or any sort of like too much of a good thing is not a good thing anymore, that kind of thing. But joy is different. Joy is a full body experience. When you experience joy, more joy is better. More joy is expansive, and it kind of begets more joy. So I've been thinking of this because my father was visiting, and I was expressing to him why I think becoming a vegan has really changed me, how I think I'm a better human in the world for it. Not because I'm righteously better than others because I'm a vegan, but because every single meal I make a decision. Every single thing I put in my mouth, I make a decision. If it has animal products in it, because I know where that comes from and I know the pain it causes, I will not put it in my mouth. And that is me just not needing pleasure. And so what I derive from that decision is a self-appreciation that I was able to tolerate not taking the hit of pleasure. And I feel a great sense of joy. I feel joy because I'm proud of myself. I don't care about other people in this situation. It's me appreciating myself for making a decision that would have been way easier for me to take a hit of pleasure and eat the ice cream or eat the product that had the animal product in it. It would have been easier, right? But because I'm choosing to be conscious every single meal of not letting my addiction of pleasure take over. Like just because bacon, which grosses me out, but just because bacon was once pleasurable to me, doesn't mean someone else should suffer from my pleasure. So when I choose not to have that pleasure, it's me reinforcing that I am strong enough to make a decision in the pathway of joy instead of pleasure. It brings me great joy to know that that pig didn't suffer. It brings me great joy to know that I participated in making the environment better by not eating animal products. So this is a perfect example of how we can choose joy, and there's a satiation to that, and it's building on itself. And so when I go into other parts of my life due to that not choosing pleasure over joy, I have a muscle of tolerating discomfort so that I choose the better choice that's better for everyone, not just my own hit of pleasure. Like I don't buy crappy shit off the internet because it's going to cause harm to someone in China. I think about those things because my pleasure isn't the most important thing. my joy is. And that joy is contagious, and that joy ripples out. It's like I get more joy and I get to share that joy. So it's just a really interesting, I hear something in the woods. It's a really interesting exploration of pleasure versus joy. And where are you putting your attention? Like, just walk through your day and notice it. Oh, I chose that because it felt pleasurable, but how long did that last? And then notice how you can make choices for joy and see if you can experiment with it. It's just been really amazing. It's really changed my life to make this distinction, which I didn't know I was making in the beginning, but truthfully, just the exploration of it has given me something to share here that I think could be beneficial for more people. Our culture drives us to constant pleasure at the cost of others, at the cost of the environment, at the cost of other people, at the cost of animals. And pleasure is so fleeting. It's like gonna wear itself out. What about choosing joy, which begets empathy, which begets kindness, which begets more joy? It's pretty awesome.